Let's make lemonade. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go!
Six!
It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Of course, on The Rush, we talk winning, and nobody wins like Willis Automotive. From luxury to everyday dependability, Willis has the ride to fit your lifestyle. Stop by Willis in Des Moines and experience the Willis way. Exceptional service, unmatched selection, and people who truly care. Good morning, Ross Peterson. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. Excited for another fun week, racing towards Christmas. I'm a little closer.
Little closer?
A little closer.
You're going to have a white Christmas, it looks like, because and you actually, if I understood you correctly in our pre-show talk, you gave yourself an early Christmas present. Is that you got yourself a snowblower? You got yourself a snowblower?
I did. I bought a snowblower this weekend. It's getting delivered Thursday or Friday when it's going to be 45 degrees.
Oh.
Wait, is it this Thursday? Hold on. Don't quote me on that. Because again, right now people are waking up. It's about 20 degrees in Des Moines. It's going to be 42 as a high on Thursday.
Some of that might melt away. Now, are you a little nervous because you're going eco-friendly? You're helping your carbon footprint. And I did this a long time ago. Of course, we love those lithium-ion batteries that are so good for the environment. But it makes us feel good about pushing an electric mower around, maybe an electric snowblower, which I have. Are you a little worried about the power of an electric snowblower?
Yes.
Okay, and you should be. You should be. My snowblower, I have an Ego, which is a pretty good size one. It's a one-stage. They actually make a two-stager. I don't have that one. That's built for like 12 or more inches of snow. You'll do fine in probably up to 6 to 7 inches of snow. You'll be fine. Now, that's a lot of snow.
Well, okay, so when it gets above that, the neighbor Chuck, who we usually shovel Chuck's yard and mow it for him and stuff because Chuck's just not around very often. He's out hunting, killing stuff, getting meat for the neighborhood.
Living off the land, getting the deer jerky.
Right. So he has one of those giant two-stage, steel. When there's 43 inches of snow, you take this thing to it. So if it gets above so we'll see. I'll give it a review. Hopefully I get a chance to use it. Here's what I hope happens is that I order this thing and I don't have to take it out of the box until next year.
Yeah, it just sits there. My thing for you would be take it out of the box, because the last thing you want is to have it snow, and then you're like, I got to assemble this thing. I got to figure out how it works.
Yeah, I'm joking about that. What I mean is I'm going to buy this thing and then we won't get snow again. Because, dude, something has happened.
It's called age. It's called age.
There you go. Yeah, I know it. I know that's what it is. Right? I shoveled for I used to be able to a machine. I'd be a machine out there, Trav. I look like Clover shoveling snow. Yeah, feeling good, looking good.
What happened to Eli being your snowblower?
He is, he was this time. I didn't lift a hand this last storm that came through. I didn't do anything. Because the first one, I shoveled for about 20 minutes. And, dude, I had the classic pain shooting down the arm. I'm like, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack.
It's the Widowmaker.
It's the
Widowmaker's going to get
it's getting me. So, done with that.
When my neighbor moved to Phoenix, he came over and gifted me a gas-powered Craftsman two-stage snowblower.
Oh, yeah.
I gave it away. I gave it to Owen. I gave it to Owen.
Oh, okay.
Because I had my Ego electric, and I'm like, this thing's just a monstrosity. I don't have enough room in my driveway anyway. And Owen's done so much for my wife and I that I'm just like, would you like a snowblower? Would you like a snowblower?
That thing's a monster.
And he took it.
And it could run forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had to use a snowblower yet. And we were just talking how the difference between 100 miles is amazing, one way or another, because you're like, dude, I got a lot of snow. And I'm like, I don't have any. I mean, I have like really soft, powdery snow that's maybe an eighth of an inch on my yard. Here's how I shoveled this weekend. I took the leaf blower and I just went.
This is how I got into the electric snow blower. My buddy posted a thing on Facebook. He was like, "Hey, I've never been team snow blower. I've never been team electric snow blower, but I've got this thing. It looked like a weed eater. And he's like, it's an electric snow shovel.
Yeah.
And it basically, you run this thing over the top of it, and he says 10 out of 10, this thing is fantastic. I was like, oh, man, maybe that would be the answer to my problems, right? Clicked on the website. Well, then, of course, the website's like, well, hey, if you like that, you think that gets good reviews, you should check out the actual snow blower that we have. That's cheap, easy to assemble.
Wow.
So comes with 2 batteries. Oh, so I can charge one battery while I'm out. Oh my God, this is they're giving the thing away. We'll see.
Update on my family. Abigail and Will made it back home. It was not without trial and tribulation, right?
Of course.
And that is, they got home late Friday night, and it was a weird flight home. They flew to Amsterdam. And KLM was really nice. They put them in like this nursery and gave them medicine and stuff. Well, they got to Atlanta, and they were getting on their flight to Memphis, and Delta had no record of Abigail. They're like, yeah, you're not on this flight. So she's like, I just got off an international flight. Here's my daughter. Here's my husband. How do you not have a record of me? And then they get to Memphis, and Delta lost their luggage. Our luggage didn't show up till Saturday morning. And then, but they knew where our luggage was. They're like, we have no record of your luggage. She's like, here's my tags. Yeah, we don't have record of that. She goes, here are the tags that they gave us when we got on in Florence. These are our luggage tags. And so they're like, yeah, we can't help you. Then they stopped answering their calls. And she got a hold of somebody, and they said, this is like, we think we're going, the customer service says, we think we're going over and above for you. You should just be happy that we took your call. Then they called him like 10 hours later and said, we located your luggage. It's in Memphis. And then she just texted me, and it was delivered in the middle of the night. They left it on their doorstep. So everything's back. Everything's normal. That's good.
Who got home first, Abigail or your bags?
My bad. Oh, that's a good question. Abigail got home first because she got home late Friday night, early Saturday morning, like after midnight. Our bag showed up Saturday morning, just a ring at the doorbell.
Good.
And 3 bags there.
Good.
Yeah.
That was my money was on Abigail. So
yeah,
cash that ticket, baby. Cash that winner.
But again, a fabulous trip that, ended kind of weird, but all's well that ends well, right? So everybody's home and healthy. Well, they're sicker than crap. But the luggage is there now too. Anjanette was upstairs sleeping. She was puking all night long. It was, it's just
everybody's home and healthy. Well, home.
Yeah, we're home. We're home. And you can tell I'm a little nasally anyway, and my nasal is even. I've got the tissue.
I'm at a wrestling tournament this weekend. I'm sitting with my buddy Frank, who's listened to you since your Todd and Tyler days in Omaha. And he says to me, hey, you need to know Travis's travel stories are exactly why I don't travel or hate traveling or why we're like, I mean, was it him? I also ran into our friends Jack and Amber. Remember Jack?
We put him on a hot air balloon, or we were going to put him on a hot air balloon, but it was like 10 degrees below zero, and they're like, yeah, we're not going to fly today.
Yeah. It's always a bad idea to try to fly a hot air balloon in the middle of the winter. Okay? Especially for celebration. Today, Travis, is hold on, I want to get there. Yesterday, I thought this was today. Yesterday marked the anniversary, December 14th, 1969. So, oh my God, my math is so bad.
A long time ago.
55 years ago. 56 years ago.
56 years ago.
The
'Cause I'm 55. I was born in 70.
The Vikings did a promotion on December 14th, 1969. At halftime, I've never heard of Balloon Boy. If you said this is the anniversary, if you said Balloon Boy, I would think about that kid that flew across the desert. Remember his mom and dad remember that story where they thought the kid was flying? He ended up hiding in the attic. Anyway,
you say Balloon Boy, and my brain automatically goes, "Oh, the boy in the bubble." The John Travolta film when when he's in the bubble, he couldn't leave because he had it.
No, in 1969, the Vikings decided they were going to do a halftime promotion where they celebrated a bunch of stuff that happened at the state fair. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is 1969, December. It would have been December 14th, right?
Yes.
Okay, that would have been where the old Metropolitan Stadium in Minneapolis was. It was probably colder than all get out because that's now the Mall of America where that thing sits.
Important thing here, where that was the old outdoor stadium that the Vikings played in. Okay. So they decide one of the things that had been showcased that year for the state fair was this family who had a balloon, and at the bottom of it was basically a 50-gallon barrel. And then one of the family members would get in the barrel, and it was a hot air balloon, and they would raise the thing up. It was tethered, and then they'd pull it back down. The person would wave from the barrel didn't have a top on it, obviously. It looked like a hot air balloon, but the basket was a 50-gallon drum. So the fair invites the balloon family to come out and be a part of the Vikings halftime show. The mom is going to get into the balloon and take it up about, 100 feet or something, and then they pull it back down. Nothing impressive. But the mom gets in it, and the balloon can't take off. So we need somebody a little bit lighter in the balloon to get this thing to fly right now. So mom says, throw my kid in there, because they did this all the time as like a promotional, stunt type of thing. They throw the 11-year-old boy into the barrel. They fire off the balloon. It's not tethered it's not tied to the rope. It's not tied to the rope. The balloon takes off, and they can't control it. And it's an 11-year-old boy inside the barrel in the balloon. This is in an NFL halftime game in 1960. Halftime of an NFL of a Vikings Niners game.
Can you imagine watching this shit show if you're like in the crowd going? Then you probably think, oh, this is a publicity stunt.
This is part of it. Travis, he flies, but he thinks he's going to hit the lights. He flies between two of the lights.
How'd they get him down?
He ends up crashing the balloon. I mean, again, I've tried to tell you this, dude. You don't land a hot air balloon. You crash it.
You do.
And so he had to crash the thing. It's an incredible story. I can't believe we don't know this story. As soon as I brought it up, I'm like, dude, do you know this story? You're like, never heard of it. He crashed it into a river, into the Minnesota River. Yeah. In December, middle of December in Minnesota.
How cold is that?
An 11-year-old boy crashes this hot air balloon into a river. He swims to the shore. And the first thing that happens is there's an adult there that's snapping a photo of him. The photo is freaking amazing, dude. You got to see if you can find this picture.
Can you email me the story or text me the story?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never heard of that.
Here, I'll see what I can find because I don't even remember.
Halftime promotion's gone wrong.
I don't even know how I stumbled onto this thing today. It was a story that was posted last night. It was like, today marks the anniversary of Balloon Boy soaring up to the heavens. And I thought, that's not, Balloon Boy happened in the middle of the summer. I remember that happening. Balloon Boy, to me, is the family. And there was even a documentary on Netflix about that where they were like trying to build a hot air balloon. And then one day it flew away. And they're like, oh no, our little child is inside of it. Our 6-year-old is inside of the balloon. Oh my God. And they called authorities. Dude, there was this huge, it was a national breaking news story. Everybody was following this balloon flying through the desert. And then it turned out the kid wasn't in it. He was hiding in the attic, and it was a publicity stunt from the parents the whole time. Anyway, not that Balloon Boy, Rick Snyder, who the dude that took his picture, it was snowing that day. He just happened to go out and be snapping photos of nature and the snow falling. and was standing by the river when he saw this balloon crash into the river.
Incoming!
Yeah. And then the kid swims out of the 50-gallon barrel at the bottom of it.
How wide is the Minnesota River? Because, I mean, just to be able to swim at even 10 feet in freezing cold water would be brutal.
The photo is incredible. I wonder if you just Google Rick Snyder Balloon Boy.
I wonder, is Rick Snyder still with us? Is he still alive?
Oh man, I wonder if we can just find this image. It was classic. The video I watched, the way they told the story, and he's telling the story, and he's like, yeah, and then I swam to the side of the river. He's like, and the first thing that happens when I look up is there's a guy there taking my picture, and they show the photo, and dude, it looks like it's from A Christmas Story. Like his stocking cap's all wet, and so he's like, he's crying.
Can you imagine swimming in the icy cold? No, because it's funny now. You can laugh about it now. You're swimming. You're like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Can you help me? Let me get the photo, kid. I got to get the photo first, kid. I got to get the photo first.
This is Travis at one of those fancy dinners. God, this looks amazing. Stop. Get the light right. Get the lighting right. Photo. I love it.
Can you
didn't help
put your head up really quick?
This guy's instinct. I mean, dude, he's on the bank. He's on the bank when the photo is taken.
And NFL Films did something on this, right? Didn't you say that like NFL Films told the story?
Did a thing on it. There's a bunch of video. There's not video of him. There's videos of them trying to get the balloon off the ground and stuff like that. There's not a video of him necessarily flying away. There is you can find the photo. I'm trying to find the one of him on the bank of the river, which was just the way they told the story. I'll see if I can get that story that I found and send it to you. Maybe we can get that posted, okay?
Halftime promotions gone wrong.
Dude,
NFL Films Productions.
This is the wild part of this. I mean, again, that's all wild. And again, it's 1969. So there's no like, hey, everybody, don't worry, we found the kid. You know what I mean? The guy didn't post on Twitter the photo of the boy swimming up. The guy then takes the boy, finds out what's going on, drives him back to the game. By that point, his parents and all the authorities are on a search mission for him. So they take him back to the game where he is basically treated by the training staff until the mom shows back up. So then the Vikings...
Is he okay? Mild hypothermia, but he's doing all right.
Yeah. Got a great shot of him, though, Ma. You're going to love this. You got the gram, Mom? You got Instagram? You're going to love this. You're going viral. Then the Vikings, this is the bow on the story. The Vikings decided, they made the Super Bowl that year. And they decided for the Super Bowl that they would do another balloon promotion. But they didn't bring the family in this time. This time they decided they'd kind of do it in-house. And they thought it'd be really cool to put a Viking inside of it, a dude dressed like a Viking, right? Travis, that balloon went into the crowd.
Oh, my God.
They launched that balloon and it flew into the stands.
This, folks, is why when you start doing these promotions, the advent of the disclaimer and release form. You sign forms now that, hey, you get in here at your own risk. If you get hurt, you can't sue us. You know what you're getting into. I've never heard that story. I love it when I learn something new every day. You know, and it can be trivial like this, but that's classic. That's awesome. Good stuff. Thanks for that. That made me in a really good mood today.
I'll see if I can find more man, I don't even know where I even had that story up now. Because I found a video of it. There's one that NFL Films did. I'll see if I can send this link to you, Trav. And we'll see if we can find it. Okay. So anyway, we'll get it posted for you if you folks want to see what this all looked like. And by the way, Rick Snyder still flies hot air balloons. When they did the story, he did part of the story from a hot air balloon. Looks like he takes families out on them now.
Usually that would scare the crap out of you. Like you never want to get in a hot air balloon the rest of your life. I'm going to make a business out of this.
Dude.
I'm going to take people out. I'm going to become a hot air balloon pilot.
I guess if you're 11 and you figure it out, I mean, he talks in the story, he talks about how he had to let that, he was going up too high. He knew he was in trouble. He's like, I still don't know if it was a good idea or not, but I opened up the chute at the top that lets the hot air out. He's like, I was coming down. I was about to land in a tree, fired the engine back up. I lifted up just enough to get over and land into the river. When he tipped over, when the barrel hit the water, it tipped over. It dumped him out, and without him in the barrel, the balloon took off again.
Damn. And yesterday on the anniversary of Balloon Boy, the Vikings beat the Cowboys. J.J. McCarthy with a great game as the Vikings won yesterday. The Chiefs' reign is over, Ross. The Chiefs' reign is over. They lose at home to San Diego 16-13. But the big loss is Patrick Mahomes goes out with a torn ACL, and he's out for the remainder of the season. Who knows if he'll even be able to start the beginning of next season, depending on how severe the ACL sprain is and how rehab goes. But a huge loss for the Chiefs, who were trying to make their fourth consecutive Super Bowl. Of course, they played last year, lost to the Eagles. And, so I got to thinking, how many teams have made the Super Bowl one year and not made the Super Bowl or the playoffs the next? That Super Bowl hangover, right? It's not as common as you think. You've got the Chiefs in 2005, San Francisco in 2019, the Rams in 2018, the Patriots in 2001, and the Broncos in 1989. So usually if you make the Super Bowl one year, you're getting in the playoffs the next. Not making the playoffs after being in the Super Bowl is actually a rare occurrence in
I feel
the
like
NFL.
this one deserves an asterisk from all those. Well, give me those again, Trav. What were they? It was
you got KC this year,
okay.
San Fran in 2019, the Rams in 2018, the Patriots in 2001, and the Broncos in 1989.
All right. For some reason, I kind of give the Patriots a little bit of leeway because they ended up doing so much after that, but the Chiefs one I would give an asterisk also because it happens on the heels of what they've done.
And that's kind of fair, right? Is because you're like, oh man, they didn't make the playoffs, but you're like, okay, they've struggled all year.
Yeah.
They weren't the Chiefs that we saw in the Super Bowl the 3 previous seasons. And they're getting older. Patrick Mahomes,
last year they weren't the Chiefs of old until
they weren't.
This time of year. Man, you think what you've seen, you're always going to see, and for a Chiefs fan, that it has to feel like the end of an era. And I saw a lot of people posting about Kelsey, also. I think you're right, Mahomes is 30 years old. We know, guys. We'll find out more. We've talked to doctor friend at DeMoss, Dr. Sullivan.
Yep, Dr. Sullivan
at DeMoss, and so these injuries can range in recovery time. It'll depend on the severity of it. It'll depend on how much recovery he gets, how quickly he'll get the best treatment available. He's 30 years old.
He's on the backside. It's crazy to think that.
Travis Kelce is that again. A lot of people reading into like body language and stuff last night from Travis Kelce and saying that was it.
Well, yeah, because when you're engaged to Taylor Swift, you can get on with your life. I don't care how competitive you are. You can get on with your life. It's not going to be that, well, I'm a competitive guy. Yeah, but you're married to Taylor Swift. Micah Parsons also tore his ACL yesterday for the Packers.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So you mentioned Dr. Jason Sullivan. I'm going to reach out to him today and see if he can come on with us tomorrow just to talk about, because you're looking at Micah Parsons, you're looking at Patrick Mahomes. How fast can these guys recover from this? And it's different for everybody. Would we expect to see these guys in uniform when the season starts next year?
Man. Yeah, Parsons was the number 2 headline on ESPN. I don't know how I walked past that this morning. Holy cow. Yeah, we should get Doc on to see what to talk about these because, man.
But I'm kind of surprised it hasn't happened to Mahomes yet. I mean, to get this far without tearing an ACL for how he plays, and it buckled. Yeah, he got hit and brought to the ground, but you could see when you're watching him make the pass attempt, right, which I believe he threw it out of bounds, you can see that knee buckle, and you're like, oh, there it is. That's exactly where it happened. Popped. Ooh. Not good. Not good at all. 515-517-2303 is the number to call.
Good time for this. My screen just went white, so buckle up.
Coming up at 7:30, Maury Hanks is going to be joining us. He, of course, is the promoter of the Iowa Bucknell game coming up Saturday at the Casey Center. If you want tickets, go to HyVeeTix.com. Don't forget about the Hawkeye Huddle, which takes place from 2 to 4. It's at the Community Choice Convention Center at the Iowa Event Center. It's free, but registration is required. The registration link is available at IowaEventCenter.com. Hang out with all your fellow Hawkeye fans and get ready for a big game, Iowa against Bucknell at the Casey Center. Again, tickets at HyVeeTix.com, and we'll announce our ticket winners coming up later on this week. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Get ready, Des Moines. College basketball is heating up at Casey Center. On December 20th, the Iowa Hawkeyes take on the Bucknell Bison in a non-conference showdown you won't want to miss. Presented by Casey's. Feel the action. Hear the roar. Be there as the new-look Hawkeyes bring the intensity to the capital city. Tickets are going fast. Grab yours now at HyVeeTix.com and be part of the excitement on December 20th. Iowa versus Bucknell, presented by Casey's. December 20th, only at Casey Center. Be there.
My name's Gary Prosnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank and Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage, and that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, my name is Joe Moore, and I'm with Willis Nissan Parts and Service Department. Christmas will be here before you know it, and that means it's time for travel. Now it's time to get your car winter and road ready here at Willis Nissan. For the month of December, we're offering 10% off all your accessories for your car. Perfect for a Christmas gift. Call or go online to willisnissan.com to schedule your service or accessory installation today. Merry Christmas from Willis Nissan Parts and Service Departments.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
This holiday, give sparkle that lasts a lifetime. Latest designs and timeless favorites, something for everyone. Go to Fiscus Diamonds and Fiscus Jewelers, because they're your jeweler for life. Make the season magical, and let's do it together with Fiscus. We need to get Noel on before the holiday season. Probably getting a little bit late to get your custom design done.
Yeah, but you could still get it started, and at least then,
absolutely.
You know, that's actually an idea here. You could get it started, and then tell her on Christmas Day, like present her with something that says, "I'm having a custom-made piece done for you. I love you so much. I went and found a local jeweler to make you a piece." She's going to think, "Oh my God, you spent all of our money." And you're going to go,
No. I'll have it paid off in a year. No. So don't worry about it. It's coming out of my bank account. Ross, I got a question for you about success and failure and expectations.
Okay.
I kind of took a beating on X last night.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about a specific sport, but I think it's all encompassing for all sports. Because people don't like to be called a failure, or something to be called a failure. I don't know if you're into college volleyball or not, but on ABC yesterday, Nebraska played Texas A&M in the Elite Eight. Nebraska has been the number one team in the country all year long, undefeated. Without a doubt, the best home court advantage in college volleyball. There's nothing like it. They came into the season with the expectation and the firepower to win the national championship. They were only taken to 5 sets, like twice this year, dominated, had won 48 straight sets. Their home winning streak, you had to go back to like 2018, 2019. They don't lose at home. They got beat at home yesterday. And I went on X and said, listen, you have, the most talent, the best home court advantage, probably the biggest NIL for volleyball, and you lose. I go, and your expectation to start the season was at least the Final Four, if not the national championship. If you don't call this season a failure, what do you call it? And people calling me a clown, calling me, they're like, "Oh, you're just trolling me." I'm like, no, I want to have a serious conversation about when your expectations are to win the national championship and you go undefeated all the way through a regular season and you don't even get to the Final Four. That's a failure. And I don't mean it in a negative way. Missions fail, right? The military has missions that fail on a regular basis. Some guy, you're number one in your ratings. You've gotten every job you wanted. I said, no, I have failed several times in my life. Yeah. People fail every single day. Failure happens. But when you have the expectation and you're number one and you're being considered like this, one of the greatest volleyball teams of all time, and you can equate this to basketball, you can equate it to football, you can do it to a lot of things.
And I think that's what most of us have to do, Trav, because I have no idea I don't know any of the players here. So, and I don't mean specifically the players. I mean, I just don't know. I couldn't tell you who the second best volleyball team in the country is.
But that's why, the second best team probably didn't even make it either. The Texas got beat at home yesterday. I mean, you've got an odd Final Four.
I'm just trying to think of when Connecticut was on their great run in women's basketball, and they would get knocked off. When you've got a powerhouse like that. Travis, the way you describe it there at the end, I don't think, because at first I'm like, Yeah, it's not a failure. The soft part of me wants to say, no, it's not a failure. You still had a great season, gals. Way to go. You're right, man. We get harsh with ourselves. We fail. You and I fail. We talk about it all the time. Every day, fail something. It's okay to call it that. Yeah, if you're the number one ranked team and you're supposed to be that dominant, and you don't, I think that's failures. Failures a man. It's a harsh word, but it's a fair word.
Yes. You know, and it's easy to say, hey, you know, we played hard. You know, we can look back at the season when we won all. Yeah, but you didn't reach your goal. Now, a lot of teams' goals is, let's use Iowa basketball. Iowa basketball isn't to make the Elite Eight this year. I wouldn't think. I think it's to make the NCAA tournament. You got year one coach, go in, make the NCAA tournament.
And those expectations are slowly rising. You've had people already say, now we want to win. Now we want to get to the weekend.
If Iowa State were to get knocked out in the first or second round of the NCAA tournament, you would fail to meet your expectations.
Completely healthy. Because Travis, if that happens, they're going into the tournament as a 1 or 2 seed.
Absolutely.
I'm not trying but you don't have to remind Iowa State fans what it feels like to lose as a number 2 seed, right? Does it feel like failure? Damn right. Hell, they've lost much later in the tournament with really good teams, and it feels like a failure. When you lose a guy to injury right before a game, it changes it. But again, all things healthy, that'd be a failure. That's fair to do that in sports.
Casey asked it. I mean, this is how big it was. Is Nebraska volleyball being upset the biggest undefeated team / match to lose in recent sports memory? You got Gable Stevenson, you got Spencer Lee, you got the New England Patriots.
Those are good ones, Casey.
That's how big that is.
Those are really good ones.
And people call me a troll. They call me a clown. And I'm just trying, and that's the problem with X, right? Because it's like a text message or an email.
Okay, let me ask you something.
Okay.
When you post that, aren't you kind of expecting?
Yeah, I am. I'm digging in a little bit. Because that's all you hear about is greatest fans in the world. Nobody supports volleyball like this.
I love it when people think you're a Nebraska fan. He hates Nebraska.
I host a Husker football podcast. I don't hate them. Like I had a former coach in with me.
But
I can look at it both ways.
I feel your dark side.
I might have a little bit of a dark side.
I feel it. I like it. But failure is a fair word when we're talking about sports. I would psychoanalyze you a little bit and say, I wonder if there's a part of you that doesn't like being called the fight a little bit.
Thrive off the negativity?
Thrive off the...
Maybe a little bit. Does that make me a masochist? Does that make me a masochist?
I never know what those things... Sadist, masochist, what? Because isn't it, what's the B? There's BDSM. What is that?
Bondage, something. Domination.
Yeah, okay. But those are a little bit easier to understand.
I think. I don't know for sure.
Google knows. Hold on. Google knows.
A masochist is someone who enjoys pain, suffering, or humiliation.
So that'd be you.
Either as sexual gratification or non-sexual situations, often involving self-defeating behaviors and feeling worthy through struggle.
And then manifest. And then the masochist is the one that likes to make people feel that way, right?
Yeah. Is that a sadomasochist?
Well, again, I think it's two different things. Tendency to derive pleasure from one's own pain or humiliation. I don't know, dude. I'm confused on it.
Masochism is deriving sexual pleasure from inflicting sadism or receiving masochism, physical or psychological pain, humiliation, or bondage. So sado makes it sexual. If I'm just a masochist.
Tyler, I did Google that, and I wish I hadn't.
What's that, BDSM?
Yeah. But you were right. It's bondage. And I would never know which one is which. So when you say, I thrive off of the pain from Twitter and all that. And I don't know. I don't know what you are.
I'm a masochist. I just want people to think deeper. Because when something like that happens, you automatically start making excuses. Well, it was a great season. No, it wasn't. You did not hit your goal. You can hit a goal and not achieve a championship. Like if I were to make
basketball this year,
Iowa basketball. Did Iowa football and Iowa State football hit their goals this year? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
Okay.
So yeah, I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
That's my opinion on that. I have no opinion on women's volleyball. I can only help you out with the success and failure are absolute, sometimes very hard lines in sports. Well, that's okay. But I do think
and in life.
But for you, but I do think the funny part to me is you come on going, can you believe people come on there and call me, say this stuff to me? You wanted it.
A clown.
You wanted it. Stop it some more. Quit it. Keep going.
I mean, doesn't the military, if a mission is not successful, they call it mission failure?
Again, not fighting back on you on any of that. Nope, you're right. Sounds to me like you're arguing with the people that are mad at you on Twitter that you wanted to be mad at you.
I never argued. What I do is I let them write. You know, I never go back because you can't have an intelligent conversation on X. You can't.
It's hard. It's really hard.
It's very, very hard.
Characters and
I mean, you went down that road last month when you're trying to, articulate your position.
The school board stuff.
With the school board
Absolutely.
stuff.
Right.
And when you read a post, whether it's a text message, a post on social media, you read it with the inflection you want it to have.
Yes. Key and Peele, one that you're not real familiar with. Key and Peele, they have a great sketch about reading text messages, where one guy's in a great mood, really relaxed, hanging out. The other guy is super tense, just got off of work, and you hear them reading each other's text messages in their own tone. They're planning on going out, and it gets to the point where the really relaxed guy is like, "Oh, cool, man. You want to go right now?" And that's what he texts. And the other guy here's like, "You want to go right now?" One guy shows up ready to fight. Anyway, it's a funny skit. I like Key and Peele.
Rob says Travis's hatred for Nebraska has nothing to do with him being a troll or a clown.
See? You can be a troll, a clown, and hate Nebraska, and it can all have nothing to do with that. Case in point.
Thanks, Ross. Appreciate it, man.
I always got your back, dude.
Do you? This is where you're kind. Yeah, Ross, like I can subtly inflict more pain, and let's see if Trav's smart enough to figure it out. Let's see if he's smart enough to figure it out.
He's smart enough, folks. That's only fun because you're smart enough to figure it out.
Sometimes I am. Sometimes it goes right over my head, and I never see it.
Did you get the link I sent you for Balloon Boy so you can watch that during the break if you want?
I didn't.
Okay.
I don't have my email up right now. I'll do it during the next break.
All right.
But it was a weird weekend, and a lot of people have commented already in the online chat. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the TuneIn app, or the Rush Radio Android app, a weird weekend. It started with the shooting at Brown University, then the Bondi Beach shooting in Australia, and then Ross, last night, Rob Reiner and his wife were murdered in their home. They were stabbed to death. Now, you were like, you weren't as familiar with Rob Reiner. I think once we started having the conversation, we went, oh, yeah, that's Rob Reiner. But Rob Reiner is the son of Carl Reiner, directed When Harry Met Sally. He was Meathead in All in the Family. He was Leonardo DiCaprio's dad in Wolf of Wall Street. Very outspoken activist from the left side of the view. That has nothing to do with it, but I just wanted to point that out. But, man, you read that and you're like, oh, stabbed to death.
Rev may have helped me out the best. Or Spinal Tap is another one.
Yeah.
That's another one where I would know him from. Okay. Man, and did you tell me who they think Did they have a suspect already?
I don't want to. I don't want to say
Okay,
it because
all right.
I don't know if I was interpreting the chat right or not. And you know,
dude, stabbing. Oh my gosh.
well, Tyler says stabbing is personal as fuck.
Oh,
it kind of is, isn't it?
Man, way more than angry. You got to be just. You got to be out of your mind. Directed A Few Good Men. Directed Stand By Me. Directed The Princess Bride. Dude.
Some pretty darn good movies right there.
Movies of my youth.
Yeah, everybody's saying the son is the main suspect.
Oh, man. Awful. Awful, awful.
That is awful. Man.
You want to have a gross conversation? 6:45. I hate doing this.
Sure.
Would that be one of the worst ways to die?
Stabbing?
Like drowning, fire, stabbing?
Because, God, this is a really weird conversation.
I know. I'm sorry.
But yes, because there's a lot of pain involved with that. A lot of pain. Fire would be one. Stabbing would be right up there because it would take probably multiple stab wounds. I've never really thought about how I want to die. But we were talking, and I felt bad. I actually felt bad. Of course, when we were at the old place and we did when we were on Sound Off, a lot of people wanted, when Jim Albrecht was doing the post-game show, wanted Jim to get off the air as much as possible. And then it got to the point where people were calling Jim and saying, would you get off the air so Travis and Ross could get on the air?
I hated that.
And I laughed at it because I'm different than you. But Jim died either a week ago or a couple weeks ago. He was in the Kansas City airport, and the dude just dropped dead in the airport.
70, early 70s?
75, right? I believe he was.
Okay.
And I'm like, God, that would suck to die in the airport. And I think it was you who said, well, at least he just dropped.
Again, you say, I don't know how I want to die. I do. I just want to, I don't want
any pain. I don't want any suffering. I don't want it to be, prolonged.
Preferably, I'd like to fall asleep.
Yes. Yes.
Told you my Uncle Jack story, right?
No.
My Uncle Jack was fucking man's man, dude. Man's man. Built several homes up in the Rockies in Colorado. Like, just awesome, awesome, awesome dude. Outdoors guy. In late 70s, gets up one morning, tells my Aunt Barb, he's like, I'm going to go hunting. I'll be back in a little while. Grabs his shotgun, hikes up the mountain. And a couple of hours later, a cop knocks on her door and says, hey, some hunters were walking through the woods. And my uncle had basically sat down on a tree stump to take a nap. Take a little rest, set his shotgun on his lap, and that's where they found him.
That's perfect.
My dad had a good friend named Ralph Grant. He was one of the guys that, there's the Ralph Grant stage in Pleasant Hill. He's one of the guys that really helped form that community. Ralph passed away in his recliner. I remember that from a kid. I remember that, like almost with a smile on his face. Like, yeah, that's how I want to go.
Yeah, that's a pretty
Weird
dark conversation.
I hate that.
But I know.
We did it. Sorry.
But it's just a really weird weekend when you throw the Brown situation in there and they have like no security cameras whatsoever. Then you have, the Bondi Beach. Did you see the guy that tackled the shooter?
Yeah.
It was
good for him.
That's an amazing act of bravery.
Oh,
most
my
people,
God.
Most people would not do that.
And he was an older guy, it looked like.
Yeah, he's in his 40s, I believe.
Oh, was he really? Oh,
yeah.
man. I see the video I saw. He looked much, much older than that, I guess. But crazy.
But
living in a weird world. This is why we should have the fun stories like Balloon Boy.
Yes. Balloon Boy cheers you up. These stories don't cheer you up.
And we should also mention, did you see, because Driftless Iowa just said this, no mention about the Iowa soldiers on the, Yeah. Did you have heard that story also?
Yeah, because that was in Syria, right? That was the Iowa National Guard. Wow.
Yeah, the only one that I've seen confirmed. I saw the Meskwaki Police Department that their police chief, his son was one of them. I think, and I shouldn't have said that. I believe it was the chief that posted that they posted that.
And it's a reminder, when you serve, you still go in harm's way, even when there's relative what you think peace going on.
So tragic, all of it.
Diego Pavia had to issue an apology. He didn't have to. He did. Issued an apology on Instagram after he made a post that said, now, Diego Pavia finished, I believe, second in the Heisman voting. Fernando Mendoza from Indiana became Indiana's first Heisman Trophy winner. Pavia had a weird weekend. I mean, he came in with his brothers, and I'm going to use this term, not to stereotype, but to stereotype. Came in looking like gangsters. It was an entourage. It was almost embarrassing. Of course, I was going to play Vanderbilt, going to play Diego Pavia. But after losing Ross, the Heisman Trophy, goes on Instagram and says, F all voters. Family is forever. And then had to come out and say, I need to apologize. Heisman Trophy, I had a great time. I'm just competitive. I don't like to lose. Fernando Mendoza is a great quarterback. Didn't mean to offend anybody.
Listen, if you're going to go Johnny Manziel, or if you're going to go, Johnny Manziel, go full Johnny Manziel. Don't apologize. Middle finger to everybody. It's one of those bells that's kind of tough to unring. You know what I mean? Once you're an MFer, you're an MFer. Dude, you rolled in like that. Why not roll out like that?
You literally rolled in like that. When we saw you, we're like, what is this? You be you, that's fine. But then when you go, F all voters, you're like, oh, should we be surprised?
Seen Step Brothers, the movie with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly, when they're doing their interview process and they're with Seth Rogen and he's like, yeah, I like it. And then they fart. He's like, oh, now it all makes sense. He walked in with his entourage, his gold chain. He walked out like this. And then, upon further review, I would like to apologize for my behavior. Turns out I'm just competitive. No, dude, it's okay. I think that anyway.
Well, that's why I always laugh at apologies that come out, because they're forced. You know the sports information department, the head coach, maybe mom and dad said, you can't do that. You can't do that. You said it, so you somewhat have to believe it a little bit.
Yeah. And with the 9th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Browns select
a long list of Browns quarterbacks. We're going to take another shot, folks.
Yeah.
Going to take another shot.
This is the guy.
I mean, I don't know if Diego Pavia is going to play in the NFL. I would doubt it, but that's what do I know when it comes to NFL talent? But trust me, his agent was probably like, "What are you doing? You can feel this way. Hell, I probably feel this way. I feel you were the best player in the country." They're looking. I'm with you, but I'm just saying your agent now is going, I've got to sell you to NFL teams. They look at character almost as much as they look at athletic ability.
Great point. More than they do. Athletic ability. They look at character and all of those things.
Help me, help you.
You can't walk in
that
with the
line
middle
from
fingers.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, you can't walk in with the middle fingers, walk out with the middle fingers, and then go, hey, sorry about all the middle fingers. I didn't mean to do that, guys. Upon further review of my behaviors this weekend.
Now I want Iowa just to drill Vanderbilt in the bowl.
Now you do?
Oh, I always did, but now even more so.
Good. Me too.
Even more so. Heisman Trophy. They still try to make a big deal out of it.
It is. I mean, it is. It'll come back around, I think. If there were an Iowa State player involved in it, we'd be locked in.
100%. 100%. But I bet you didn't watch the Heisman
No, I
Trophy.
didn't. No.
And for good reason. You had other things going on a Saturday night. It is a club. It is a brotherhood. And when you're not allowed in the club, you give the double middle finger. And then you go, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'd like that door to open for me someday, please.
Have you ever apologized like immediately for something, even though you probably meant it?
I don't think I've ever had to apologize for anything.
I think an apology.
I'm trying to think an immediate apology, Trav. I mean, I'm sure if I thought about it,
My wife will tell you that I've never
I have a lot
apologized
more
properly.
apologies to give. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. This is going to be a weird philosophical question. What means more, an apology that takes place immediately or an apology that takes a long time but after thought and reflection?
Ooh.
Because if you say something in the heat of the moment and then you apologize, I don't know if you fully had time to ponder the actions of what you did. That's why it took me 10 years to apologize to my wife for every wrong thing that I did. That way I had time to reflect, ponder.
Good question.
Take it in on what I did. Just saying. 515-517-2303. That is the number to call. You know, the Iowa Lottery is awesome, and the Iowa Lottery has great stocking stuffers for Christmas. Say no, no, no to basic gift giving and give the gift that keeps on winning. Holiday Scratch and Instant Play tickets from the Iowa Lottery. New Holiday Scratch tickets of the season are $20 Holiday Gold, $10 Holiday Bright, $10 Merry and Bright, $10 Holiday 10 times, $5 Merry Money, $3 Peppermint Crossword, and $2 Chillin' with the Nomies. And don't forget your Instant Play tickets that can be purchased the same as the Powerball or Mega Millions. They print straight from the terminal, but you find out if you're a winner instantly. You've got the $5 Elf and the $2 Reindeer Riches. It's the Iowa Lottery. Proud member to be a sponsor of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fongs in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
This December, unwrap big savings at Willis Chevrolet of Granger. We've got our largest inventory of vehicles ever. New, pre-owned, and now Car Bravo certified. The gifts keep coming with the season's most sought-after Chevys, the Trax, and the all-new Traverse, in stock right now and ready to drive home for the holidays. And don't miss the red tag sale with 0% APR financing on select models. It's a perfect time to slay your savings. Hurry into Willis Chevrolet of Granger or visit us online at willischevy.com.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Are you ready for something new? Willis Automotive has you covered with premium brands, trusted pre-owned vehicles, and service you can count on. Visit Willis Auto, schedule your test drive, and get behind the wheel of confidence. Willis Automotive, powering the rush every single morning. If you're listening on the audio stream with rushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watch it on YouTube this morning. Hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. And, of course, leave your comments in the comment section. And you can also follow us on our social media channels, X, Facebook, Instagram, and now TikTok. My name is Travis Justice. His name is Ross Peterson. We're here till 8 o'clock today. What do you got a JR's hat on? JR South Fork Ranch?
Yeah, it's exactly what that is. Yep, I like the look of it. Been wearing it the last couple of days. I don't know. Mixing
Talked
it
to
up.
our good buddy Brooks Reynolds yesterday. I
did
hadn't
you? I
talked
was
to him
thinking
in a
about
yeah.
Brooksy. Yeah. How's things going?
Yeah, he's doing well. I go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm planning where I'm going to go in like February or January. I go, just go wherever you want. He goes, you go to Asia again? He's like, I don't know. He's planning. I know he's going, got some golf trips scheduled and going to do some fun stuff. But, he's probably still recovering from the fair. That takes a while to recover from, But, yeah, it was good to hear Brooks' voice yesterday. One thing we did do yesterday is watch the Iowa Hawkeye basketball team, and it was an impressive win over Western Michigan, 91-51 the final score. Ross, I put this out there on X at halftime because they were up big at half, 52-16. I said Iowa allowed 16 points in the first half. Do I just stop watching? Do I just stop watching? And somebody put this in perspective for me. They said, no, you don't stop watching. This is fun to watch.
Yeah,
this is fun to watch.
For. Exactly right. The exact right response to that. No, this you enjoy these things. When you are playing against, and again, the only thing to take away from these non-conference games is, did you do what you were supposed to do? Did you beat the crap out of an inferior opponent? Did you show that you are a totally different level of basketball than a Western Michigan? Yeah, that's the point. And it is fun to watch that. It is. It's fun to watch a bunch of guys on the bench get a lot of minutes. It's fun to watch your team score like that. It's fun. I mean, this is what you've waited for. That's the right answer for that. You sat through years when this didn't happen or couldn't happen, the Fran teams weren't awful.
They weren't.
The Fran
awful.
era was not an awful time. God, dude, the Fran era feels like a divorce. Like it's hard to remember the good times. It's weird.
That's a good way to put it. In human terms, a divorce, and it's not an amicable divorce. It's a nasty divorce.
It was drug on. We all saw it coming. There was this long conversation about how it ended, when it ended. And at the end, it's like, well, it was the longest relationship we had, but now it's over. And now the Connor's reposting Iowa State gift gifts and whatnot.
And that's what adds to the hatred, right? Is that you're never going to get over said divorce. You'll never keep appreciating maybe the good times if you keep doing stuff like that. It's like, come on, dude. And you wonder how many times Caitlin has to call him up and say, would you delete that? Would you delete that?
So it's hard to remember, but last night, yesterday rather, watching that and watching the Hawkeyes blow out an inferior opponent. Not that didn't happen, but man, this is what you've been waiting for. This is what you've been hoping for. This is what you expect your team to do. If they're going to get to that plateau that we talked about, man, that expectation now is not just to get to March, but to win a game there.
So I'm going to ask you a question. Of course, 5 players in double figures yesterday. Iowa shot 55% from the field, 45% behind three-point line. They got Bucknell coming up on Saturday, a game I'm going to make the assumption they're going to win. It's going to be at Casey Center in Des Moines. Maury Hanks going to be joining us at 7:30. Iowa 9-2. Has Iowa met or exceeded your expectations?
To this point, they've exceeded my expectations, Travis, with the one exception of that game at Michigan State, where it got out of hand. With that one exception, they have exceeded my expectations. I wanted to see a team that I thought could compete in the Big Ten, that could compete against, I wouldn't even say compete against elite basketball teams like they did with Iowa State. Iowa State's an elite team this year. And so they've exceeded my expectations. Yeah.
I fall in line with you because, A, you've got a whole new roster for the most part. You have a brand new coach. Now, you can turn basketball around fairly quickly, but I still, from what I've watched this year so far, they've exceeded my expectations. And that's a good place to be. Now, in my expectations now that you've exceeded them, keep changing. It's like, that you're raising the bar. Well, then I'm going to raise the bar as a fan.
Because I want to be disappointed.
You are a masochist, too.
Because what I really want is to set my expectations so high. Because if they win 2 games, if they win 1 game and make it to the weekend, then why not win 2? If you make 2, geez, come on, we're in the Sweet 16. Why not just win the whole damn thing?
One player that got away when Fran McCaffrey was fired was Price Sanford, of course, from Hawkeyes. Did you see what he did against Illinois for Nebraska over the weekend? Dude, he had 32 points. He went off. And
they can fill it up, dude. We knew that.
They can.
Yeah.
He was impressive. And I had some Husker fans, chirping, and I said, well, it takes an Iowa guy for you guys to win. Rubbing the nails a little bit. Iowa State got the win over Western Michigan, or against Eastern Illinois, I should say, 78-53. They outscored them 60-34 in the second half. They don't play again because now you got finals week. Yes, school still matters, folks. All these kids got to take final exams, so nobody's playing this week. But Iowa State unbeaten. Let me ask you this same question.
Hold on. What did you just say? They outscored them what?
60-34 in the second half.
What was the final score?
Sorry. Final 30 minutes. So go back 10 minutes. So yeah, I'm sorry. My bad.
What?
My bad. I'm glad we didn't have this for Justin. Thanks. This is my Brian Duax.
Justin was mad at me for a second. Justin's like, Ross,
would you shut up, Ross? Would you just let him fail?
Let me
this is
correct
Brian
him.
Duax math, which I'm still trying to figure out what you guys were talking about in our text message over the weekend.
Oh, I'll get you up. I can get you up to speed on that.
No, in the I should say final 30 minutes of the game, not
Okay.
final 20 minutes of the game, 60-34 in the final 30 minutes. I'm going to ask you the same questions. Has Iowa State met or exceeded your expectations?
Oh, exceeded expectations.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I thought they'd be a top 10, 15 team. They have shown, beating Purdue the way they did, that's a standout game. That's one you should remember for a long time. And I'm not kidding you. Like, that's one that years from now, the next time you play a number one team on the road, which in the Big 12, honestly, can happen once a year. The next time you do one of those, that's a fun stat to remember and for fans to go, oh, yeah. I remember the day we beat the crap out of Purdue, the number one team in the country at Purdue.
So they're also off this week because of finals. So it'll be next Sunday when they play Long Beach before we see them again. Something happened over the weekend that I thought was interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. Scott Frost was fired at Nebraska, in the 2022 season. Ross, he is suing the Nebraska Board of Regents. Now, he is the one who has put the court case there, so Nebraska hasn't had a chance to counter. But it has to do with compensation. And that is, and believe it or not, I wouldn't say I'm a huge Scott Frost fan, but I'm going to defend him here if what he is saying is correct. So they didn't give him a W-2. You know taxes, right? You've had to deal with your tax thing. They didn't give him his W-2 until like September. So they were like 9 months late in getting his W-2. They put compensation on there that was like $2 or $3 million over what they actually paid him. And he's suing, saying, listen, I got taxed on compensation I did not get. I got audited. I had to pay said taxes on compensation I did not get. And I need to be paid back for and I want everybody to think, if your employer sent you, let's put this in middle class terms. If you make $85,000 a year, and that's all they paid you, but they sent you a W-2 for $130,000, that's a pretty big tax liability for you.
Huge.
If you got paid, you were owed $15 million.
Did you say he got audited and it still came back with this?
Well, no, he said it created all sorts of problems for him because because your W-2 says one thing, but you're probably on your thing saying, I never made that money.
Wow.
Now, Nebraska will get a chance to counter that, but man, oh man, I can see why a lawsuit would be, and people go, first world problems. A tax liability like that would be hefty.
Yes.
Hefty. Plus penalties and fees.
Man, that is a weird one, Travis. I saw that he was in a lawsuit with Nebraska. I just kind of chuckled at it and thought.
I was like you till I read it, and I'm like, oh, I would sue here.
Yeah, absolutely.
If what he's saying is correct.
Yeah,
there's going to be a
God.
Well, and if you're an employer, you have to have your W-2s out by January 31st. That's the law. You didn't give him a W-2 till September? Can you imagine just sitting there going, I can't file my taxes because I don't have my W-2?
Been there. But that's because I lost it.
Why does that not surprise me?
It shouldn't at all.
I know.
That's on you. If it surprised you, that's on you, honestly. I didn't know the details of that. I'm glad you caught me up to speed on it because I read the headline and instantly went past it like, I don't give a crap about this.
Yeah.
Not that I will follow this case closely, but that's interesting.
Because he's claiming that the university tried to use it as a write-off, so they inflated it. This will make if the university loses this and loses more money to Scott Frost, oh, you're going to have people that are just livid. People are like, how come I don't get compensated for the wins you did not give me?
They'll get livid. Will people stop giving to Nebraska?
No.
So what's the punishment for Nebraska doing this?
They'll have to shell out a couple more $1 million.
Yeah, they got it.
Man. Nebraska reminded me, this is a lot of Nebraska talk today, but it reminded me,
yes,
Russ, but for good reason. And I finally came around. The fans are just getting fleeced, right? I mean, you talk about fans getting fleeced. You know, this happens at Iowa State. It happens at Iowa. And that is sometimes fans will become fans of other sports because you're like, oh, I can't afford to go to football, but I'm going to go to baseball, or I'm going to go to wrestling, or I'm going to go to swimming or softball, right? And you become a fan, and you become this because you can go fairly cheap, and you go. Well, Nebraska volleyball is like that. And now, Ross, a new seating plan, and I bring this up because a buddy of mine has season tickets, has had them since 1993. To sit in the first 10 rows at Nebraska volleyball is going to cost you $5,000 just for the seat license, one ticket. You have to give at a certain level. You've been so correct for so many years, and I'm paying you a compliment here about how the average fan, they don't care about you. They just don't care about you. And I get the seat licensing thing, but when you start really gouging at $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 just to have the seat, then you have to buy the seat, then you have to donate at a certain level to be able to maintain that level.
You want to park?
It's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy.
You want to park? Because there's a donor lot we can get you into.
You won't have to walk as far. All right, what was that Brian Duax math you guys were doing over the weekend? And Brian Duax, by the way, from Central City Liquors.
Have you seen the new Central City commercials with the music?
No.
You haven't seen it yet? I gotta send it to you. It is fantastic.
Wonder why they're not running this week.
We could have got them on this week. I should have told them. Maybe they're just not ready. They might not have all the polished.
Okay.
You know, I might have seen a rough cut from them, but they're looking good. I was at a wrestling tournament this weekend at Ankeny Centennial, and I've told you, like, one of my favorite things to do, especially at wrestling tournaments because you have a lot of time between matches, is to walk around and kind of check out the school. I always think it's fun to look at the trophy cases and the Hall of Fames and things like that. And I was walking through one hallway that had the pictures up, and I saw Ty Duax. I was like, oh, I'm going to take a picture of it and send it to Brian. I was like, he probably gets that all the time. Not going to do that. Not going to bother him. Got out into the area where the records were, and Ty's name is scattered on the record sheet, right? But there's some interesting math. And Brian did write to me and say, I might need to redo some math on this. Because he just sent me a text. Let me make sure he's okay with me even talking about this before he corrects everything.
See, what happens is you've been running a liquor store so long, you've learned how to do funny math for so long. Sorry, Brian. I'm just having fun at your expense.
All right. So it does look like, okay, math was just a little bit off, but that's okay. Here's what I noticed, basically. I'll try to make this story kind of quick, is that his son, Ty, has the record for career points with like 130. But the season point total is a kid by the name of Will Overberg. He had 34 points in 2019. Now points are, you get 2 points for a goal and 1 point for an assist. So that's an incredible season. For Ty to do 130 or 129, whatever it was, over the course of 4 years is insane. But the math didn't math right away. Because here's what I'm thinking. If Ty got 130 over the course of 4 years, that's basically like 32 or 33 a year.
And some years are going to be better than the others.
So how did he get 32 points a year but but never got 34. The season point record is 34. His career point total is almost 4 34-point seasons combined. So I took a snapshot of it and sent it, and I called Brian. I'm like, dude, I got to figure this out.
Well, hold on.
Okay, all right. What's up?
What's up?
Oh, Brian! What's up, brother?
What's up, gentlemen?
How are you, buddy?
Just pulling some liquor orders as always, running around in circles.
I was thinking about you yesterday. I'm glad you responded to me with this.
Well, it's my fault. Don't get me wrong. I didn't math very well. But normally the kids want to see their name up there so bad that they tell me, and then I just go back and verify. You brought it up. Ty's never brought that up to me once.
That's so funny. So funny. But Ty still does have he's an amazing career. I mean, like,
Yes.
as I'm doing the math, I'm like, this is insane that he had 4 years. And then I even sent you a message. I said, man, there wasn't a thing where soccer they could do 5 years. Like it used to be in baseball, you could play after you got done with your 8th grade year.
8th grade year, yeah.
Yes, correct. I would say that probably stopped close to 2000. Like, I know a buddy that played at Drake with me, Jared Birchmeyer. He played 5 years at Bondurant, and he's got records you wouldn't ever believe because he played at Bondurant for 5 years.
And when Bondurant was probably smaller than it is now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Probably 10 times smaller.
All right. So that was that was fun for me to see that, and I appreciate you indulging me for a little while because it helped me occupy some time yesterday.
Well, it makes me go back and look at the record books and get it correct.
No, dude, I'll tell you, my favorite one of all time, and I wish I could remember the school. It was south of here. I can't remember which school it was. They had just redone their record books, or their, whatever you'd call those record sheets. And one of them under baseball had a question mark. They didn't know who the kid was. It was like career strikeouts, 137 question mark. I'm like, how do they know the number of strikeouts, but they don't know the kid that got it?
I don't know the answer to that.
We don't remember little Jimmy. What was Jimmy's last name? I don't know. Just put a question mark.
Just put a question mark there.
Oh.
Damn.
Jim, John, Jerry, we don't remember.
I did send you the commercials this morning, Travis. I
Okay.
was a little late getting them to you, so they should be in your email. I think they're pretty priceless.
They
More
are
to
very
come.
good.
More to come. As my father continues to try and work his way out, he'll be in less of them. I'll probably be in more of them, but for now, he's still the man.
He's a pretty good actor, though. He's a pretty darn good actor.
Just wait for the next ones. The producer had to play the bum that Thomas is throwing out in one of the commercials.
So unless you're just loitering.
Correct. There you
gotta
go.
have a bum to throw out. It's
Correct.
Just loitering.
I like it. I like it. So do you got
Correct.
any good stocking stuffers in the store that people can get?
Todd just got 130 cases of Captain Morgan / Smirnoff half gallons that he's putting at a stupid price. We've got some barrels that came in. The Penelope's still around. The Woodford Double Oak's still around. And then we've changed all the software. We're coming to age. We now are using Toast. I think we're the first retail customer Toast has had in Iowa. They're huge in the bar business, but they're not in the retail side. So they spent a lot of time with the Todd father getting up to speed with what we needed, because our needs are different than a bar needs, for sure.
Okay, so because I think of Toast as like the mobile pay, right? I mean that Toast
Kind of, sort of. They're in every. They dip their finger in everything. So
how do they affect? What does that look like in your business then?
So what it did, and you may hate this a little bit, Ross, but I did it because we have to, out of necessity. So what me and the Todd father did, I sent you guys those pictures of price tags all over the floor.
Yeah.
We were lowering every price basically in the entire store. Okay, why would we want to do that? Everything's harder now. Everything's more expensive now. We want to offset us upcharging for the credit card fee now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we went through the entire store and went, all right, we've been at X for a margin forever, but we've been given the 10% cash discount. Let's just get rid of the 10% cash discount and let's just go to a rock bottom. We're going to knock everybody's socks off on everyday prices. But if you want to pay a credit card, it's going to be 3% more.
I see. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to pay in cash, it's the price on the shelf. If you want to pay on a credit card, it's going to upcharge you 3%.
Are my wooden nickels still good?
Yeah, oh, of course. Those will never go away until...
Oh, good. I got a jar full of them.
We might literally put those in the grave with my father. Just fill his casket with him and a million wooden nickels. He'd probably love it.
Damn. Hey, when's that lovely Maker's Mark going to be ready? Do we know?
I don't know. I would assume any day, but I
idea.
don't know yet. Yeah, I would assume any day, but I haven't seen it yet. That's the wonderful communication with the ABD. You know when I'll find out we're going to get it? Today, if it's coming tomorrow. And that's via email. I'll get an invoice saying, hey, here's a $20,000 bill that you better be ready to pay tomorrow.
You know, in JT, and when I had my coffee shop, I don't disagree with this. I always ate the credit card cost. So credit card processing fees are a racket and cost small businesses a ton.
Yep.
It used to be a time where you could not pass that off, right? I mean, there
Correct.
used to be a time where, like, that's just the cost of doing business. When did that change?
To be honest, I'm not sure, but I would say 5 years ago-ish would be my guess when I started seeing more bars and restaurants doing it. But it's a whole process to do it. You have to go through, Toast has to do something with Visa, MasterCard, with all the credit card companies to get approval to be able to do it. And you can only charge a certain percent, or you're gouging the customer and then they can come after you. You know, it's all sorts of things.
All right, Brian. It's always good hearing from you, my
Thanks,
man.
Hey, thanks for
Anxious
checking
to see
in,
the
man.
commercials.
I appreciate your sending me the commercials. I appreciate you responding to me on Saturday. And I like to geek out on stuff like that. And it's always fun when I've got somebody that I can bounce that off of. So I appreciate that.
I will have to now call my AD sometime and say, hey, got to change the record again.
I'm making changes, Travis. It's what I do.
But I won't. I won't until after this year, because I'm hoping that Tate and some other boys break some of those records as well.
I like to hear that. That's the optimism of a coach right there.
Yep. So, all right, gentlemen.
Brian.
Have a good day.
See you, buddy.
bud.
See ya. Brian Duax joining us on the Rush Radio Show. When we come back, Maury Hanks is going to be joining us. Of course, he's helping. He's not helping. He's promoting and putting on the Iowa Bucknell game coming up at Casey Center on Saturday, the 20th. Against Bucknell. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with the chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season.
Woohoo!
Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
House wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. If you're looking for the perfect gift for your Mini this season, you won't find it under the Christmas tree. What your Mini really wants this holiday season is preventative maintenance. Stop in today so we can make sure your coolant or fuel system are in tip-top order for this holiday season. Please give us a call to schedule your appointment or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com.
fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels. There's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig, Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
Hi everyone, it's Marion with Willis. Christmas is coming up and that means traveling to see your family. You can't see your family if you can't see the road, and you can't see the road with old wiper blades. So come on down to Willis to get $10 off a set of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change for the whole month of December. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Oh, Trav, I can't hear you.
Now you can.
There you go.
Coming up Saturday at the Casey Center, it's the Bucknell Bison taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes, a 5 o'clock tip. Tickets available at HybeeTix.com. Before the game, hit the Hawkeye Huddle from 2 to 4 at the Community Choice Convention Center and the Iowa Event Center. It's free, but you do have to register to the event to hang out with all your Hawkeye buddies. You can do that at IowaEventCenter.com. Of course, promoting a game, putting it on a game like this is no easy task. Back with us again. Third time on the show. I thought he'd be wearing a Hawkeye shirt today. I thought he'd be wearing a Hawkeye shirt.
Real Madrid. I like it.
Real Madrid. Maury Hanks. Are you a big soccer fan?
No, actually, no. I take teams. Iowa State's actually been on a trip with me overseas twice to Italy and Spain, and Real Madrid is, a guy that works for me, works for Real Madrid. So I just, it's early for me, not as early as it is for you, but usually I'm not up, trying to impress people. So I put on my finest T-shirt.
Hey, Maury, I'm going to ask you a personal question. You promote a lot of stuff. You ever lose money? Do you ever lose money?
Yeah, I have. You know what? And I won't tell you where, but two years ago was the first time, and that's why I'm very leery. I get calls a lot of times about doing games like this, a lot. And I look around and I said, how can these people make money? Like, I know the arenas aren't free. You've got to pay for insurance. You got to have an ambulance. You got to pay the referees. You got to pay the people who work at the scores table. So that's the first thing I do. And then I think to myself, okay, can I sell tickets? And, sponsorships in a deal like this are, we're great to have them and whatnot, but they don't bring in a lot of money. TV usually doesn't bring in a lot of money. So you just got to do the math. And a couple of years ago I did. Something changed after we signed the contract. And so that's the only time I've done it. But I see guys all the time and I wonder to myself, how are they doing this? The deal is now some people in my business are getting mid-major teams that find it hard to get games. So what they'll do is they'll go to Team A and they'll say, listen, no Power 4 teams are going to, pay to do this. And they'll go to Team B and they'll say, instead of you doing a home and you don't want to travel to Team A, how about come to Las Vegas, or how about go to Nashville, or kind of someplace in the middle, Kansas City, and you pay this and you pay that, and we'll get like a double or triple header, and I'll make a very small amount of money, but then at least you're not losing it. This business has really changed in the last 5 or 6 years with NIL and different things like that, and teams being so beholden to the net because, they think they get hurt by it come Selection Sunday, things like that. That's why, I don't know if I told you, I started a women's tournament. Nebraska was in my women's tournament this year in Destin. Had a great time. And, women's basketball is a lot easier to schedule nowadays than men's basketball is.
Wow. For all of those reasons. Is this also more like, it sounds like the only way to really make the money on it is with volume. And is that why these tournaments, like we saw these, I hate to say preseason tournaments, but these non-conference tournaments have kind of seen a little bit of growth?
Well, yeah, but the one in Vegas is a one-off
totally
because it's with NIL and they've got unlimited banking. Like, again, I could be wrong. There's no way they made money. Like they were into that tournament $20 or $25 million. If you sit down and do the math with what each team's getting, the bonuses, they take care of the flights, they take care of the hotels, they take care of the meals. So
and
if there
they've
was
got,
16,
and they've got to rent the arenas and they've got to get the insurance
not free.
And all that. Yeah, right.
100%.
Right.
So, but they're doing it. So, am I jealous? Yeah, I probably wish I had backing like that. But it's all changed. ESPN has changed their events in the last 2 years. They've gotten rid of events. They got rid of the Rainbow Classic that they sponsored in Honolulu. They got rid of the tournament in Myrtle Beach. They've changed their event in Orlando. So the business, the tournament business is really, really changing.
So you had the event in Destin, which also included the Drake men's team.
Yes.
Are you getting worried that, teams are going to say, hey, we're not going to do this unless our players get paid, much like an NIL deal? Has anybody come to you and said, hey?
Oh, without question. People ask me all the time. I had a solid Power 4 program. But if I say solid, I won't tell you who it is, but I'm guessing in the last 10 years, they may have been to the NCAA tournament once or twice. First thing the guy said, he goes, is that it? We're not getting paid to do anything. We've got a great arena. Ask Brian Harden, ask the people at Iowa, have been there twice. Iowa State was there a long time ago. It's a beautiful arena. You stay at a hotel right on the, you think you're going to the Caribbean. It's easy to get to, but I've only got 2,400 seats. I don't have a bunch of big businesses down there to help me sponsor the event. It's just me doing, things hopefully the right way, and teams want to come back to it. So again, I tell people I'm glad I'm 63 years old and not 43 years old, because I really believe I'd have to reinvent. I'd have to get into your business, I think, because I do have a lot to say. I don't know if it makes sense, but I do have a lot to say.
Doesn't have to. Look, every morning, that's what we come on and do, Maury. You got it. You nailed it.
How are ticket sales going for the Iowa Bucknell game?
Ticket sales are going good. I wish it'd be a little bit better, but we've still got another week. As you said, they're available at highvtix.com. And again, I want to thank you guys for having me on a couple times leading up to the game. I greatly appreciated. We just released some new seats behind the Iowa bench in the first couple rows. We released some between the baskets, across from the benches. So again, as I mentioned in your show before, we tried to do the game at a time to where if people have to drive an hour or two, they can get home before midnight. And that's why we, when I talked to the people at Iowa and said, I'd like to, and the arena, I said, I'd like to do it so, they can get home. So 5 o'clock, I think the game will get over 7:15. You can be home by 9 o'clock or 8:30 or something like that. And again, I've said that, since I've been doing games at neutral floors, you want to do it to where it's convenient for the fans.
Do you see ticket interest wax and wane depending on, like we saw the Michigan State performance where the Iowa team didn't look very good at all, and then you see the performance at Hilton Coliseum where they look fantastic. Do you see an impact in ticket sales when the Hawkeyes are playing good or bad?
Yeah, good question. I don't check it every day. But I got an email from the ticket guy at Casey's, and he said, that after the Iowa State game, we sold a good number of tickets. But they've done a great job this year in Ben's first season, and he's got them playing well. And Michigan State's a really, really good team, and but then they bounced back, I believe, and it was after that they won their first Big Ten game, so I think they're 1-1 in the Big Ten. They played really, really well against a great Iowa State team, so. I think they're heading in the right direction. I hope fans will come out and see them play that don't get a chance to get to Iowa City often during the regular season.
You know, when it comes to games like this, Maury, when do you start working on next year? Have you already started doing
Yes,
that?
I've already started. And again, getting back to your question, I've had people call and when I think about it, I don't need to hit a home run like some promoters try to do. I think that's why I've been doing this a long time, that people think I'm good to work with. If I say something, my father said, you got to mean what you say and say what you mean. And he was born in Iowa, by the way. And my father was. But so I try to live by that. And so if I tell people I'm going to do something, but these people call and ask me, and I think about it, and I don't want to say I'm gun shy, but I don't want to lose money. I'd rather sit this one out than take a big risk.
We had Chris Conley on last week. I mean, do you think there could be something that's done on a regular basis at Casey Center? I mean, you've got Creighton in proximity, you've got Iowa, you got Minnesota, you got Drake, you got UNI. Is there something that could be done on a yearly basis at Casey Center?
If I was teams, I would. And you don't have to do business with me, but it's a great arena. Chris is one of the best I've ever worked with. I mean, I've done tournaments, as I told you, Rupp Arena in Lexington, Wichita, Cincinnati, Las Vegas, all over. He's really, really good. He's a man of his word. It's a beautiful arena. It's easy to get to. There's a lot of hotels nearby. I mean, that's why they have the NCAA tournament there once every 4 years, I would say so, because there's so many teams that can kind of put a flag there, but again, different ADs are looking at different things in terms of scheduling. And again, I'm not saying I'm right, but I think I'm in this. Scheduling's changed. So I think people need to realize, hey, we're not going to be able to play this team. We've got to, we've got to play, we need to get this. And I think the earlier they do that, some teams wait and wait and wait. I'll give you an example. I had to cancel part of the Emerald Coast Classic this year. It was supposed to be a mid-major type tournament, and talked to 3 teams, and they all wanted to do it, but they couldn't wrap their head around it. So I had 2 teams that were under contract. I had to let those teams go. The third team ended up meeting those 2 teams in a much inferior tournament than the Emerald Coast Classic. They played at a Division III arena. It was basically like a gym. They didn't go to as nice a city, didn't stay at as nice as resort. And one of my guys that was under contract went to the other 2 guys. He goes, "How stupid are we? All we had to do to agree, and we'd be at a lot better tournament, playing with a lot better referees and things of that nature." So I think some people have to realize that this has happened. The scheduling world has changed, and they have to get on board sooner rather than later.
So when do you arrive in Iowa? When do you make the trek? And it's cold. It's cold right now. Just like
Well, you know what though? What's the temperature there?
Right now, about 20 degrees. But depending on when you're, listen, we have that traditional Midwest. If you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes thing happening. When are you showing up?
Okay, well, let me tell you this. It's 18 degrees in Knoxville, Tennessee right now.
Oh, okay. Then you're all right. Then you're gonna be just
and
fine.
my lovely wife just walked the dogs and fed the donkeys at the end of the street. So she's a lot.
You have donkeys?
At the end of their street, this gentleman that's got some land, and my wife takes care of them. Popcorn and Buddy, they're fantastic animals.
Popcorn and Buddy.
Yep, they're very, very silly. So, but I get to Iowa Thursday morning. My media man Mike Mahon, who you both know, says it's supposed to get up into the 40s. I think later this week.
That's exactly why I was asking, because it's going to be we're highs in the 40s. I mean, lows in the teens.
Hey, guess what? I won't be out walking around much, exactly. But
no donkeys to feed here. There's a lot of jackasses.
Good line. I mean, exactly.
Sorry.
So I come on Thursday. So Mike had told me the other day that it was real cold. He was at the Iowa State game last week and said it was really cold.
Gosh.
Yeah, be warm by Thursday. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Hey,
you got a good one in Mike working for you. He's
yes, you do.
I've known Mike for 30,
I'm very,
40 years.
very, very, very lucky to have him, and he's very good at his job.
All right, Maury. Well, travel safe.
Maury.
We appreciate you. And
thanks for doing this. Thanks for putting this together. Thanks for coming on with us and chatting about it. We've loved the insight.
Yep, I can't thank you enough for having me on. And if we get a new another game to come to Des Moines sometime in the future, you'll be the first ones to hear about it.
Appreciate it, sir.
Thanks, Maury. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Take care.
Yep. Thanks. Maury Hanks joining us on the Rush Radio Show. Again, if you want tickets to see the Hawkeyes play Bucknell, go to HybeeTix.com. And you heard him, they just released some tickets right behind the bench. And I know Chris said last week they're hoping for about 9,000 to 10,000 to get there. That'd be a great crowd. And it's one of the few times you don't have to drive 2 hours to go watch the Hawks. You can just drive 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. So,
what an interesting life Maury's had. An interesting
to me, you know what I hear?
40
that
years
would be
of
stressful
experience.
to me to put on these events all the time. You have to be good at math. I mean,
there's so many things. I mean, just the logistics of a lot of it. It's there's got to be a lot of passion involved. And anyway,
well, look,
yeah,
who's a good person to talk about events is Brooks Reynolds. I mean, from Bacon Fest to everything, the math has to work. And he had to cancel his Christmas party that was supposed to be on Friday. He was like, I wasn't selling tickets. It's like everyone's like, we're going to walk up and buy tickets at the door. He goes, I need you to buy in advance.
Yeah.
Makes me feel better.
The sake event that I went to, I know that they had so many people show up because it's a lot of logistics. So you get a bunch of people that buy tickets beforehand. So then you prepare for that many people plus some to walk up to the door. Well, then all of a sudden you get a flood of people at the door. You don't have enough stuff.
Yeah.
So
you got to.
Yeah, to look behind the scenes of how much stress and pressure goes into those events like that is interesting. So
if they were to do something on a regular basis at Casey Center, do you think a women's basketball event would be better or a men's basketball event?
Describe event. What do you mean?
I mean, I think would you have maybe?
Are you talking Iowa, Iowa State, who are the players?
That's a good question. Would you have a better opportunity getting Iowa and UConn at Casey Center as opposed to Bucknell and Iowa? Because he even said the women's side is almost a little bit easier to do it.
A little easier to work with, I think is what he was saying there. With all the NIL and the logistics and the money, it's a little easier to justify it on the women's side right now. So I guess, Travis, can you clarify a little bit for me? Like, are you asking...
if they had a tournament or if they just brought in a random and Brian says, it depends on the teams. You're right. But if you put Iowa, UConn, Iowa, South Carolina, Iowa, Notre Dame, or Iowa State,
that'd be huge.
Stanford, those would probably be much bigger draws and there would be an interest for it.
That'd be huge. Yeah.
Yeah. Look who's joining us. Going to tell us how wrong we were today.
Shut up, Justin.
All right. Good morning,
Talk
I guess.
To you later.
Yeah. See you, boys. You
How
guys
did the
didn't mess
Bulldogs
up.
do over the weekend?
It was tough. It was tough, man. Both men and women. Just difficult. I mean, I think it's concerning when, you're seeing same issues that you've seen for the past month. That's a little concerning, but glass half full, you are seeing some positives too. Like, the offense does seem like it's clicking. I think it's huge having Owen Larson back because Henderson's having to retool an entire roster basically. And so having a guy that knows his system, knows what he wants, that's huge. It's huge. So it'll be interesting. They have a huge matchup on Thursday. Starting Valley play against Murray State, a team that has 4 6'10" guys. It'll be interesting.
4 6'10" guys?
They're huge. They're huge. And I draw a blank on their new head coach though, but he's a Creighton guy.
Yeah,
So
he was an assistant under Mac.
And Greg McDermott loves those tall guys who can pick and pop. Murray State plays the exact same style. It'll be a good battle. This offense for Drake is really good. It's the defensive side of the ball that's concerning.
All right.
Happy with how your Seahawks handled Phillip Rivers and the Colts?
A win, I guess. I'm very happy about. Why we struggled to contain Grandpa Rivers for as long as we did, I don't know why. I don't know why we weren't blitzing. I know Seattle has a great defensive line, but this dude just literally came off the couch. Throw everything at him.
Grandpa Phillip Rivers.
He is a grandpa. Throw some guys at him. Try to see how fast he is on his feet. I did
wasn't he coaching like high school football or something like that? Wasn't he just like?
Yeah,
I mean, he was literally in the rocking
some
chair.
of that. Yeah.
They showed a video of all the players watching him. They were doing like a watch party, and there was one kid that wasn't celebrating when he threw the touchdown, and we're like, that guy must be benched.
He's a third stringer. Yeah.
Or my dad had the line of the weekend where he saw that, and I made the joke of like, he must be benched. And he said, no, he was the one idiot that was getting chewed out by him. And he said, I'd like you try this.
Yeah, that's it.
And then
That's
Philip
good.
Rivers said, all right. No, it's pretty good.
All right, did we screw up at all today?
I just have some good stats for you. You didn't have any screw ups, but with the Chiefs, this will be the first time since 1998 that the playoffs won't feature Tom Brady, a Manning, or Mahomes.
Wow.
And then it will also be the first AFC championship since 2010 without Brady or Mahomes.
That's wild. 15 years.
I wouldn't have got
since
this
2010 without Brady or Mahomes. That's wild.
Do you guys remember the teams in
Holy
2010
cow.
in the AFC?
I bet if you gave us the teams, we could maybe come up with the quarterbacks.
Pittsburgh and Ben Roethlisberger.
Yep,
Look at
that's
you.
one. That
Okay.
was one. I felt
hold
good
on.
about that.
Hold
I
on.
couldn't guess the second team.
Hold on. Just give me a sec. So I've got Pittsburgh and Ben Roethlisberger
Yep.
against. Just trying to think.
I think
Would
you
it have
might
been-
be able to get this.
Was it? I don't know who the quarterback was. It the Texans?
No, but
Damn.
you're kind of on the right track of like a team where you go, oh, damn, I forgot they made it to the AFC Championship. It was the Jets.
Mark
Really?
Sanchez and the Jets?
Yeah, 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, right? I completely forgot they made it to the AFC title.
Was that the year of the butt fumble? 2010? No. The butt fumble came a couple years later, right?
That's a good question, though. When was the butt fumble?
It doesn't matter.
That's going back in time. I'm impressed I got one. But
Butt
I remember
fumble was
I'm
2
very
years
impressed.
later, 2012.
Very impressed, Travis, that you guys 2012 the butt fumble. You got dude. I'm glad you got Ben Roethlisberger. That's amazing.
Wow.
And then
Is this good? Is this good for the National Football League?
I think so.
It depends who, but it depends who's in the AFC Championship. Now, if Josh Allen gets there with the Bills, and he had an incredible game yesterday, the Bills
That
were
was
down. The Bills were down big to the Patriots. Josh Allen leads that team. It's got to be somebody famous, right, that gets in the AFC Championship game.
I think it's good for the NFL in doses. Like, they want their dynasties. They want the Tom
Absolutely.
Brady. They want their Mahomes. I think it is good to have a year like this where there's not really a solidified Super Bowl champ by
Even on
December.
both sides. On both
Yeah.
sides.
I mean, it's been cool to see when they do those playoff pictures. There's like 3 teams in the wild card on both sides that have 10 wins. That's good. I think that's good for the NFL.
That's the parity that they're looking for, way beyond it's been 15 years and 2 quarterbacks. I've been in the same conference championship game for that long. I did look up after you talked about that 2010 Jets team. Sean Green, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Sean Green were the running backs for that Jets team in 2010.
Really? Sean Green was on that team.
Yeah. Wide receivers were Braylon Edwards, Santonio Holmes, and Brad Smith.
Wow. That's
I
good
forget-
stuff.
I forget LT was on the Jets in
Really?
2010. I thought that was like his final year. That's still him not far from his prime.
Yeah, not very far from it. Their cornerbacks were Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie. Good luck. Good luck. That was
Yeah,
a
I
team.
wouldn't have
Wow.
guessed
I
the-
never would have
the
guessed
Jets.
the 2010 Jets. Good pull on that, guys.
And then for Nebraska volleyball, I know you had mentioned it had been like since 2018-19
Yeah.
since they lost at home. I saw this on Twitter yesterday, but it had been 1,114 days since they had lost at home.
Damn, that's a long time.
I saw some. I don't mean to change the subject drastically here, but I like it's been 1,100 days. Doesn't 1,000 days sound a lot longer than 3 years?
Yes.
And it's not even 3 years. It's like 2.5 years, something like that. But 1,000 days. So I fell for marketing, Trav. I wanted to get some cheese the other day. I'm at Hy-Vee, and they had 1,000-day aged cheddar.
So that just means you're paying more for it. Every once in a while, a bottle of wine costs more. It's because they age it longer. Like if you go over to Italy and you want a bottle of Brunello di Montalcino,
like we all do,
you're paying like $90 a bottle because it sat in the barrel for 5 years, and it's 100% Sangiovese grape. You want 100% Sangiovese Chianti that's been in a year and a half, it's $35.
You're saying words. I know you're saying words.
But they aren't. I know they're words. Individually, I can hear each one of them. They put them together, and I hear wah, 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 wah.
I'm like, how was the 1,000-day-old aged cheese?
It was pretty good. Yeah, pretty good.
Was it like, could you taste a true difference where you're like, ooh, this is better than the 999-day-old
yeah, that
cheese?
That 1,000th day really takes it over the edge for you. Yeah. Until you get the 3-year cheddar, and you're like, oh, this is older.
Do that with bourbon. They do it with scotch.
Even the packaging on the 1,000-day-old, it had like old Greek architecture. You know what I mean? So it made it feel like, oh my god, like you could look at it and go, 1,000-year-old cheese. 1,000 days.
1,000-year-old cheese that'd be blue cheese.
So there you go. So Nebraska they'd won in like 3 years.
They had won in like one package of cheese.
Yeah.
See this cheese right here? They haven't lost home since this cheese was made.
And then the last thing I had just for fun, because I did see the story about Rob Reiner. What is your favorite Rob Reiner movie?
That's a good one, man.
Because, man, I was looking at
Give the list. Stand By Me, Princess Bride.
When Harry Met Sally.
Right.
It's probably When Harry Met Sally for me. I mean, just because.
I do love that one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a rom-com guy.
Misery's good, too.
It is.
I like Misery.
2 different categories, but it would be Stand By Me and Princess Bride. That would be, right there.
All right, boys. Have a great Monday. If you're listening and watching right now, have a great Monday. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Thank you for starting your day with us. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
With the holiday season approaching quickly and winter weather on the way, now is a great time to get your car serviced at Lexus. Hi, I'm Josh Romick, Service Manager at Willis Lexus. I want you to take advantage of our winter service event, which is $100 off a set of 4 tires, $65 off of batteries, $25 off of brake pads, $10 off of wiper blades, and if you buy them all together, it's an additional $50 off. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com. Thank you for watching and happy holidays.
Get ready, Des Moines. College basketball is heating up at Casey Center. On December 20th, the Iowa Hawkeyes take on the Bucknell Bison in a non-conference showdown you won't want to miss. Presented by Casey's. Feel the action. Hear the roar. Be there as the new look Hawkeyes bring the intensity to the capital city. Tickets are going fast. Grab yours now at HyVTix.com and be part of the excitement on December 20th. Iowa versus Bucknell, presented by Casey's. December 20th, only at Casey Center. Be there.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with the chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, busy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.